Welcome to Meetings in Lucidspark. Before we get started, I want to highlight a few things that may be helpful to you. First, you'll want to make sure that you have your activity board open in a separate window so that you're able to both follow along with me in the video and practice on your own board at the same time. We'll be using the same document throughout all 3 sections of the course, so you can leave it open if that is easiest for you. Here on the left is where you'll see the tasks that we will be completing in each section, and then here in the middle is your activity space, which is the area that we will be using to complete a majority of the tasks listed here on the left. This is also your space to experiment and mess around and practice all of these features. Then here on the right is a list of some of the features that may be limited in this activity based on your Lucid license. If you have additional questions about this, you can reach out to your Lucid admin at your organization. This is here for your awareness so that nothing comes as a surprise. All right, and with that, let's jump in. Our first section here is prepare. Before we host any meeting, we want to make sure that gathering our team together merits having a meeting and that we're good stewards of our teammates' time by preparing. So our first task is to write an outcome for our meeting. And we've actually done this for you right here in your activity document. And we're going to imagine that we are preparing for a feature launch. And the feature that we're launching is a year-end summary of our customers' activity in our streaming app. So they'll be able to go in and see how many hours they spent in the app and what kind of content they consumed in the app. And we're getting ready for that launch. And this meeting is going to be about the risks involved with that launch. So our outcome, as you can see right here, is that each risk requiring follow-up is assigned to at least one team member by the end of the meeting. Now, if you have a different meeting in mind that you're preparing for, you can feel free to just highlight this and delete it and write your own outcome for a meeting that you are preparing for. Great. Also, if there's a meeting that you have in mind, you'll want to explore our templates. So as you can see in the activity space, I've already placed for you here a Roam risk analysis template. And if there's another meeting that you're planning for, you can go right here in your primary toolbar to our template library. You can click on Meetings, and you're able to see tons of different templates for any meeting that you may be needing to host. All right, now we need to provide structure for our board, and the way that we can do this is by using frames. So we'll want to add frames for the overview, the parking lot, and the icebreaker of our meeting. So the overview is where this really important information is contained. This provides transparency and helps our colleagues and team members, anyone attending the meeting, understand why they're there and know what to expect. So in order to add a frame, I'm actually going to use the keyboard shortcut F, and then you'll see the crosshairs on your screen, and you can just draw a frame around this area. And I like all of my frames to match, so I'm going to change it to purple. Then I'm going to retitle my frame to Overview just to provide that additional clarity. As you can see, this is also already on your screen, but I've added an agenda. So again, just a high-level overview, providing that transparency and allocating time to help our team stay on track to accomplish the outcome within the amount of time that we have for the meeting. Then you can also see I've added participants. So these are what are called profile shapes. And I can add additional profile shapes by going up here to my account picture, and I'll just click and drag, and I can see a profile shape has appeared. Now I can go to the drop-down menu and I can select a blank profile shape, or I can select one of my colleagues. Again, this is just providing that extra level of transparency about who is in the meeting, especially if you have a big group. You can add a profile shape for each of your participants so that everyone knows who is who. And that's our overview section. Next, we'll want to add a parking lot. So I usually put a parking lot at the end if we're building our board from left to right. So again, I'll hit my F key. I'll draw a frame. It's already purple, so I'll put parking lot. And now this provides a designated space for any topics that come up that are important that we don't want to forget, but that don't need to be addressed immediately in this meeting. That, again, helps us to stay on track to accomplish our outcome within the allocated amount of time. So there we have our parking lot. And then one more, we need our icebreaker. So I will again hit the F key and draw a frame for our icebreaker. Just again, a designated space. Great, now our board has structure and we can check that off. Now we're going to want to add a visual activity icebreaker to the board. Icebreakers can sometimes get a bad reputation, but they do have a role, especially in Lucidspark. Helping your team to interact and engage as soon as possible increases the likelihood that they'll continue to interact and engage throughout the duration of the meeting. And the really cool capability that we have in Lucidspark to help us facilitate that is a visual activity. So we'll go over here to our primary toolbar. We'll select visual activities. And you can look through all the different activities to find one that you like. I'm going to search energy level. I'm going to add the energy level visual activity to the board. It might appear outside of your activity space. So I'm just going to shrink it down. They're very easy to scale. And I'm going to drop it within the icebreaker area. Now, when my team joins the board, we can simultaneously all interact in this activity at the same time. And by starting off with that interaction, again, this increases the likelihood that they'll be more engaged throughout the rest of the meeting. All right. Done. Now we're going to add a sticky note quick tool to the board. So the genius of quick tools is that if you have team members that are less familiar with Lucidspark, or if you just want the convenience of clicking the buttons straight on the screen, quick tools enable you to do that, to kind of streamline the facilitation experience. So in order to access quick tools, we're going to go down here to our more tools from our primary toolbar. We are going to go to quick tools right here. And you can see a big list of quick shapings, AI actions, all kinds of features that we can add directly to our board for easy access. So here we're going to click on Sticky Note Bank, and we're just going to add an additional bank here so that collaborators have more than one to choose from, and I'm going to change the color to purple. Perfect. As you can see, the timer quick tool was already added to this template for you, so you can simply click this button and the timer will automatically open. Quick tools just making things that much easier. Done. Last but not least, in order to prepare, we're going to create a path. A path is designed to be like an interactive presentation that guides both you and your collaborators through the experience. Just making sure that no one gets lost in what can sometimes be a really big virtual space and helps to keep everyone focused on one section at a time. So in order to create a path, we're going to go to our organizers icon. We'll click on Paths, Create Path. Then we can call our path whatever we want. We can rename it. And then we're just going to look at the title of each frame. So paths are built off of frames. So first we have our overview, then we have our icebreaker, then we have our potential risks, then prioritize, results, resolved, owned, accepted, mitigated, and our parking lot. Done. Perfect. Now you can copy a link to the path and send it to a team member or attach it to your meeting invite so that your collaborators are dropped right into the first frame of the experience as soon as they join the board. And I'll copy the link and show you what that looks like. As soon as I use that path link to join the board, I'm immediately prompted. I'll select Follow Path, and I'm brought to the first frame. And paths are interactive. So even as you're moving through the experience, if you zoom in or edit things, you can use the arrows to always be brought back to the flow of the experience. So again, sort of an interactive presentation, keeping everyone on track, everyone focused, making it very easy for your collaborators and for yourself to navigate the board. All right. So I'll go back to our main board, and that is the path experience. And now we have sufficiently prepared for our meeting. We have our template ready to go. We have all the information on the board, transparent, opportunities for collaborators to engage right from the get-go, and we are ready to then facilitate our meeting. So take some time to experiment and mess around with the features that we've gone over, and I will see you in the next section when we talk about engagement.